put the wheel on a couple. No, I don't It looks like it's really nice, doesn't it? We actually try and get it. Yeah, that is, yeah.
Well, they're supposed to have one of those racing bikes here, isn't they?
Paul's going to try and boost it up now.
That one with TV racing.
Tell them about it then, Paul.
That's the racing bike. Yeah, I'll probably get that.
Paul, tell us about this one.
Yeah, go on, impress us, Paul.
We've got the red one, Paul. Come on, Paul.
Well, we had a speed triple sleep with a Daytona 675, and this is the love child. this is. We basically grafted the Daytona front end onto the current speed triple. This is a brand new bike, and then while we were at it, it was room to put an arrow pipe on and a few other bits and pieces. So this is, although you might not look that revolutionary to you, that is a complete one-off. To our knowledge, no one else has done that. That is the only one in the world. So we've laughingly called it a speed toner, but so that's the story behind that one. This is a standard thruster that we've played with a little bit. We've basically had a one-off custom seat built for it, which is a racing seat. It's not comfortable, but it's not about that. And we put the other parts that are on that bike tend to be standard trump accessories that you can buy. So that is a bike, so pretty much you can recreate yourself. And then as for this one, obviously Tony's here really today, but Tony is the man behind the T3 racing series, the Triumph Triple Challenge, which is a support bike for support race now for British Superbikes. Is it 12 rounds?
9 rounds.
9 rounds. So you've got that wrong. But every time that the British Superbikes come out, the Triumph Triple Challenge it's one of the support races. And there's, what's the grid, 22, 20?
No, we're on 25 now.
25 young Herberts chasing about. But it's good racing because the bikes are very standard. They're not, there's not a team that spends £500,000 and another team that does it for a fiver. It's very, the modifications made are standardised. It's very close racing. It's good stuff, and brings on young riders basically. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, I think one of the most impressive things that I saw last year in the series is a rider by the name of Luke Jones, who we now run in one of the factory supersport teams. That was his prize for winning the championship. Now, in any form of racing, you get different classes, so the motors on these, when we get the bikes directly from the factory, we seal the engines, we run them in, we remap the ECUs, which is something that all of you guys can do on your own bikes, and it does make a lot of difference. You don't need power commanders and things like that. You can talk to the ECU directly and remap it. And Luke went out at Snetterton, which is a power circuit. And bearing in mind that's a standard motor. In the next class up in super stock they are tuned, albeit they only put kit head gaskets in them and stuff like that. They're about 6 or 7, maybe even 8 horsepower up on a standard engine. And Luke went out there on what I would call, our nitron suspension is nowhere near the cost of Odin and stuff. He went out there on that, he had the bike set up nicely. He went 0.1 of a second faster than the pole position setter in super stock, the next class up. So it's impressive to see what a bike with just a bit of decent suspension set up well, effectively for all intents and purposes it's a road bike, went out there and cracked the pole position setter in super stock. And even the director of the British Superbikes was a bit stunned at how a road bike just nailed somebody with £2,500–3,000 worth of Olins and tuned engine. But it's all about getting the bike set up properly, and if you can ride it to its absolute maximum, then it's impressive about what a standard 675 engine can do.
Brilliant, thank you. Obviously it's a new bike that we have just had painted up.